is a word that I've heard associated with Mr. Bungle a few times, and I don't know if that's something that's ever crossed your mind, or if you guys view it, or if it's just music that is traditionally off time and different beats, different arrangements, all that kind of stuff.
It's more unconscious than people, might think. It's very, it comes really natural to us. That's what we hear in our heads, and that's what comes out. And I think if you spend too much time worrying about, oh boy, is this off kilter enough, or is this straight enough, or you're really, what you're doing is selling yourself short. You're gonna have to wake up with yourself tomorrow morning and be happy with what you're doing and yourself and your life and everything else. And if you're not being yourself, you're not going anywhere. Basically, when we started writing material for this record, the kind of ideas, the kind of sounds that were being bounced around were really fit really well into a song format. And we kind of got a little chuckle out of that and said, hey, let's see this through all the way to the end, all the way to the bitter end. In fact, let's overdo it. Let's hyper orchestrate these songs. Let's really overdo it. Like I say, let's add cellos and violins and French horns and timpani and stuff like that, and really make this a extravaganza.
What first got you interested in this project, Mr. Bungle?
Boredom. Growing up in a small town, getting kicked off the various sports teams. Thank you. And what else? Yeah, being friends with some people who were in the similar boat.
Yeah.
Grow up in a small town. What are you gonna do? You're gonna shave cats' backs, or sell dope. Or what else? I mean, there's really not that many, not too many options there. So we started playing music. Before our first record even came out, we'd been a band for about 6 years, so we work on a different timeline than most bands. 15 years, 3 records.
You had a couple excuses, though.
Well, yeah. Well, one can make up excuses until the day he dies, but I sure hope we can, pull our heads out and start making some more music.
I've read somewhere that you referred to Mr. Bungle as not necessarily a real band, but more like a toy band at one time. Do you recall that quote, and what did the...
I don't, but it's kind of funny.
But I don't know. Okay.
I could see if it was in reference to the toys that we used, because there were plenty along the way. You could consider the Insonic keyboard we had for a long time kind of a toy.
Yeah.
And just kind of getting into it before realizing orchestral, the ability to use all these other instruments at a time that were really kind of considered toys. So we really got to learn how to use them all.
Fizzled out, really? like a bad firecracker. Just ran out of gas.
Personalities, or was it music, or
more music? Actually, yeah. Everybody talked about the personalities. Everybody fights. Everybody hates each other. We could have kept going easily. We made 5 records, made our statement, said what we had to say. Certain members were less crazy about the idea of breaking up than others. I personally thought it was really like time. If you don't recognize the right time, then you're just going to turn into a cartoon character. So better to just pull the plug.
And it was okay with you?
It was fine with me. Absolutely the only thing to do. If we would have continued, we'd be making shitty records as we speak. And you'd be laughing at me.
Yeah. Can you bring your ideas from maybe, that were floating around in your head at the time the demise of Faith No More and bring it to this project? Or is it a different kind of
pretty much different?
Musical,
absolutely 100% different. You know, the only thing that's similar about those two bands is that I sang in both of them. And that's even a stretch because I don't really do the same kind of singing at all. So,
well, for people that don't know what Mr. Bungle stands for, you know, what do you guys try and achieve when you're on stage? What do you try and write about? You know, musically, is this a project that is radio friendly, or is it you know, something for the music lover?
Definitely not targeted at being radio friendly. It'd be great if the radio would accept it. It's definitely not the goal. You can almost say it's a test. You know, maybe they'll change their ways, but it's not going to happen. Nothing's going to change radio that quickly.